Hello everyone, I thought I'd give you an update on Titans Season 4. We're currently shooting episodes 1 and 2 simultaneously, and what's been hugely enjoyable for me, in fact this is the reason that I wanted to do this part in the first place, is as you know I'm playing a character called Brother Blood, but that's not where he starts off. He starts his journey as Sebastian Sanger. It's really an origin story of a villain that we're playing out here, and so what's been incredibly rewarding for me and will continue to be, I think, is exploring how he gets from being Sebastian to becoming Brother Blood.
How's it going, fellow Titans? Welcome to a brand new Titans Season 4 update video, and today we've got a lot to be getting on with. Like, seriously, there's several little factors that we're going to get into, even beginning with behind-the-scenes filming. We've got some shots there, which definitely you can connect to certain things, maybe even a little bit of Star Labs going on there, but we've also got some Brother Blood origin details, thanks to Mr. Joseph Morgan keeping us in the loop with what is going on with his character. Also, we've got some updates on the number of episodes this season, which I don't know if everyone knows how many we're actually getting this season. And believe it or not, it looks like we may be getting a Beast Boy suit reveal, and we're going to be tackling that. I think a lot of fans will say that's been a long time coming, and it looks like we're getting a new casting, which could either be someone like Roy Harper or actually perhaps someone else. So we're going to have to put our heads together when it comes to that. So I hope you guys enjoy what we've got going on today in the discussion. I encourage you to give your input down in the comments below. If you're brand new here, I do recommend subscribing if you're a Titans fan, or even if you're just into other DC, Marvel, whatever stuff. We cover quite a bit on this channel, and when it comes to Titans, as always, I do keep very up to date. This video will have chapters and timestamps for your convenience, but if you're a Titans fan, I'm not just saying this so you watch the whole video, but I do recommend watching the whole video because there's cool updates at what I feel like is at every chapter. But some of the most interesting stuff is towards the end of the video with regards to Joseph Morgan and Brother Blood and stuff. So hey, just letting you know, timestamps are in the description, or just, you know, float around on the video bar and you'll see them for yourself. So let's dive into number 1 on the bullet point list of my little Boba Word document there. So the Titans seem to be visiting Star Labs in the early episodes of Season 4. Now, it's obviously very possible that, you know, sometimes they might film scenes from future episodes in the early days. You know, sometimes productions mix and match it like that. However, just based on what we know from what other actors have said, like, they are filming episodes 1 and 2 simultaneously, so I'm willing to bet that this is in the first episode or second episode. And as we know from Brenton Thwaites in an interview that he had with Matt Sheehan, I recommend checking out his interviews, they're awesome. He got into how this season's going to be, it's not like a road trip show, but there will be certainly elements of road trip. And as we left off at the end of last season, everybody was getting into this big bus, if you will. They're not taking the Bat jet. They're going to be driving around a Nat, and it looks like one of the first pit stops is the Star Labs in Metropolis. Now, I was first thinking, oh, am I going to get carried away? Is this Star Labs in Central City? And as we know, Titans likes to go ham with the Easter eggs, so who knows what they could have done there. But as we know, if you're a bit more familiar with the source material, Star Labs has facilities all over the place, really. So this isn't to say, though, that we won't be getting Easter eggs. You know, Titans is pretty damn good with their fan service, so I don't want to get anyone overexcited. Please do not have any expectations, but if we actually get to see the, like, inside of Star Labs, it'd be really cool. I mean, considering fans have been wanting to see Cyborg for a long time on Titans. I'm not saying that we're going to see him or anything like that. I'm just going to say maybe keep an eye out if we do go inside with the characters for some Easter eggs with regards to Cyborg. I really wouldn't count on seeing Doom Patrol's Jovan Wade, though, unless they just showed like an alternate version of him in like a photo frame in the background of Silas, because technically after the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, at the end of that Arrowverse kind of thing where the Earths popped up, we saw a Titans Earth, we saw a Doom Patrol Earth. So those are two separate Earths. So considering Javan Wade's cyborg is on that separate Earth, I don't know how they would make it possible unless it was just like a infinite multiverse, so Javan Wade happens to look the exact same on the Titans Earth. It's a bit of a weird thing there, but hey, I really hope that they do something interesting with Star Labs, considering they basically could, but it's up to them at the end of the day. The rumors are, by the way, that it could be, of what we're going to get into later, with regards to what Ryan Potter and the director slash cinematographer Boris Moszkowski, I hope I pronounced that right, I feel like I always butcher it, but according to the rumors, they could be going to Star Labs to get Beast Boy's suit. I'm sure there might be a grander storyline there, but overall, it does make sense with regards to Beast Boy's powers now ramping up. I mean, if you think about it, at the end of last season when he was transforming into a bat, he even looked like Man-Bat at one point, so he's slowly but surely, and I know it's been a complaint amongst fans, but we have got the development, and it does work in universe that his powers, like genetically unlocking into other kind of forms and whatnot. It's been like a slower burn than what most people would like, but now it is ramping up. Instead of him being naked all the time, who knows, maybe they're going to look into a suit that can help him tap into certain animals, stay clothed in a certain suit maybe. I don't really know what this suit is exactly going to facilitate, but all I know is that it's going to be better than the jackets we've got, and they've looked pretty cool, but an actual Beast Boy suit is going to be awesome. I wonder now, will this suit be like, will he have a little pajama suit on the Tiger, in the Tiger mode? I doubt it. But yeah, big shout out to Sean O'Neill. I believe I'm showing his Twitter page right now. He's allowed us to use some of these snaps of the Titans behind the scenes filming, of which you may have already seen on screen by now, and that is of them getting off that bus in Metropolis. There's the like Star Lab sign. Looks like they're heading towards that. It seems in his YouTube video, by the way, which I do recommend checking out for yourself. I'll leave it linked. But it's not like loads of stuff going on, but it seems that when they get off the bus, as seen in some of these photos, Superboy kind of takes a moment for himself. Now, this is complete speculation, but he seems to be looking at something in the distance. Now, according to some of the rumors that, as we know, I mean, this isn't confirmed yet, but it seems pretty damn near that level, that Lex Luthor will be appearing this season. Now, it's not going to be anything, you know, stealing the thunder from the whole show. It's not even going to be in that of a series regular role. It's just going to be a very memorable appearance, apparently. But, you know, other than that, he won't be, like, popping up here. It's going to be a very brief appearance, but a memorable one. So, considering if we're putting the pieces of the puzzle together here, if Superboy and they're going to Star Labs, maybe, like, he's in this moment when he's looking in the distance, he could be looking at, like, a billboard of Lex Luthor or LexCorp or just something like that. Again, that's a complete random theory from me, but I could also just easily imagine it. Like, in this scene as it plays, you've got the music in the background or whatever, they get off the bus, you have the other Titans going over there, Raven and Tim Drake or whatever, Gar gets off, but Superboy's just like looking at an advertisement for LexCorp as they're making their way into Star Labs. That's the kind of vibe I gauge, and that's only also assisted by apparently Lex Luthor could be appearing as early as episode 1, and if he's only in this season extremely briefly, in the first couple of episodes or even just one episode, and it's a very memorable appearance, well, since they're in Metropolis, it does make sense as to how, for some reason, I can't put the dots together there, somehow or in some way, Superboy will come into contact with Lex himself. I'm definitely excited. I think there's some other rumors out there that there's a little bit of a short list for castings right now. That's a bit more ambiguous, but we do know that they're looking at an older actor. But I would love to know your actual castings, or fan castings, if you will, for Lex Luthor that we will most likely be getting this season. Now, with regards to the suit reveal for Ryan Potter, this is where some stuff gets very interesting, and I'm sure that fans are going to be really anticipating this, because for a long time, it's no secret that fans have wanted more in general from Ryan Potter's Beast Boy in the show, and they feel like he's been neglected to a certain extent with the potential that he's had, whether that just be in scenes, story arc, or even just suit, if you will. Well, Ryan Potter's been doing a little bit of teasing on his Instagram story, and naturally, considering that Beast Boy has had a bit of a lack of the suit in the show compared to his other Titans, it looks as though this could very well be revealed soon. Not only that, it looks like it very much so will, considering that fans have asked on Boris's Instagram, when will Gar get a suit reveal, and he replied, soon. And even Ryan Potter recently replied, make him wait for it. So it really does look like that will be happening, on top of, like, you know, Ryan Potter's little shh kind of thing that he posted on his story, I believe. So, you know, subscribe, as I said, or if you're already subscribed, put those notifications on, because as soon as that suit reveal drops, I'll of course be making my reaction / breakdown video on it, because I'm dead ass excited for that, because, you know, not only is Beast Boy getting a suit, but LJ super suits make fantastic suits. So I don't want to get overhyped, because, you know, at the end of the day, tastes are subjective with suits, and, you know, who knows, that it might look awesome, but I might be like, I don't know. But at the same time, I know to expect quality from Titan suits. So yeah, I can't wait to make that video, and that hopefully will be coming in the next few weeks. Who knows? Now, onto the episode side of this season. How many episodes are we getting? Well, I think there was a rumor quite a while back where, I don't know how this started, if I'm being honest with you. I think some people were saying there's going to be 8 episodes, and when I first heard that, I was like, wait, really? And I was looking into it. But then, as we have Boris again, and I really appreciate him, because he does keep, like, this communication with fans, he said to another Instagram comment on his Instagram, 12. So this season, instead of 13 episodes, we are getting 12. I don't think that's an absolutely huge deal. It's a shame that we're not getting 13, of course. I would prefer 13. My only comment there is that with the writing and what they're doing with these stories, some people even feel like maybe we should get more akin to, like, Doom Patrol's first season, like 15 or 16 episodes. And I would be fine with that. I do feel like too many episodes of TV sometimes does make stuff too fillery, so that's why I'm always in favor when it was back on DC Universe with Doom Patrol and Titans, or, you know, now it's in HBO Max. I prefer more condensed seasons. It's a lot more plot engaging and everything like that. There's a little filler. It just feels like something happens every freaking episode. But Titans has suffered in the past, as much of a freaking fan I am of it, is that they usually have quite a lot of ambition with what they want to do with characters. So now we're getting another episode shaved off of it with 12 episodes. I am a little bit apprehensive, considering that with last season, the ball was rolling so well for the first 5 episodes, I would say. But then it kind of dipped a little bit here and there between the episodes in the back half. Titans, last season at least, could have used a bit more development with certain characters, more time to flesh things out with Red Hood, and justification of certain reasonings that just launched forward certain things in the plot. So I hope that with what they're doing this season, with regards to the Church of Blood, that another episode being shaved off, and the fact, I do want to give a reassuring factor here, that we're not really, as far as we know, having Donna Troy and a few other characters like Hank coming back, Minky Kelly's Dove. This could, you know, I do want to keep emphasizing the reassurance here, give us a bit more of a concise and cohesive plot that doesn't feel like there's lack of development on certain characters. We've still got Raven, Beast Boy, Tim Drake, Superboy, Brenton Thwaites is freaking Dick Grayson, etc. So I feel like it's going to be maybe a nice bit of sprinkled development on each character with nobody feeling neglected. That is optimistic of me to say, but this season should be alright with that, considering what I just mentioned. Like, less characters, that should make up for a lack of a 13th episode, and, you know, let's just see how that goes. I think they must hear the fan feedback with regards to, like, the most vocal, constructive criticism, if you will, in good faith. You know, we're only fans at the end of the day. I know some scream the loudest. That might be a bit skewed sometimes. But other than that, there's been this repeated kind of, you know, critical thinking that I think is only, you know, in good faith. That's what I do in these reviews. When I review the episodes, I'm a really big biased fan of the show, but as objective as I try to remain sometimes, I'm just like, look, well, this needs to be addressed, this needs to be addressed. But I don't want to ruin the party here. I'm just saying, it shouldn't be a big deal going to 12 episodes given what I've just said, but I would love to know your thoughts on it at the end of the day. Now, as far as the latest update regarding Joseph Morgan, who I'm sure you all know about, is Brother Blood. If you didn't know already, he was Klaus in Vampire Diaries, the originals. There was A Brave New World, which I really loved, but unfortunately it didn't continue on. It was, I've raved about this in my casting video for him, but it was like such a cool sci-fi concept. And now he's entering one of my, you know, low-key kind of favorite shows as Brother Blood, which for him really is in his repertoire, you could say, of forte. And ever since he first got the role, this is around the time of when the Hollywood Reporter article was coming out, he said himself that what he was most looking forward to about him as a villain and a big bad of the season was also about finding the complexities there and the humanities in the character. And he thinks it's always important to understand where your villain is coming from, and who knows, he may bring you over to his side, as he said. So I really, really like that, because he is very good at conveying that. And personally for me, and this is honestly just in my taste, but I feel like I can speak for a lot of people here who, you know, like a good villain here and there in shows or movies. Villains are always, to my taste at least, more interesting if you can pull off the feeling of empathy from an audience member, despite how that character can be portrayed in the show. And with that teaser I played towards the very beginning of this video, and I do recommend following him on Instagram or Twitter, because this is where he's sharing those little tidbit updates for his time on production on Titans Season 4, on his stories, I believe. He said what has been hugely enjoyable for him is in fact even the reason he wanted to do this part in the first place. And he says, as you know, I'm playing a character called Brother Blood, but that's not where he starts off. He starts his journey as Sebastian Sangar, and it's really an origin story of a villain that we're playing out here. And so what's been incredibly rewarding for me, and will continue to be, I think, is exploring how he gets from being Sebastian to becoming Brother Blood. Now, that has got me super intrigued, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't expect him to be like Spawn in the show and to be like, I'm Brother Blood, as if you went in the freaking Skyrim video game console and put /NPC Spawn Brother Blood. That was never gonna happen. But, you know, you could have likened it to like that of Deathstroke, where he is already Deathstroke in the show. And that could still be a way of doing it in a sense. I'm not saying it is going to be, but also remember how Deathstroke, with Slade Wilson, we had a bit of exploration in flashbacks. Now again, with Brother Blood, he could actually literally have the journey in present day to becoming Brother Blood, and we see that journey unfold and he becomes really powerful. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he is already at a certain point with the title of Brother Blood, maybe being at the head of the Church of Blood, or maybe that's being reserved in this adaptation to Mother Mayhem and he's her right-hand man, or vice versa. Who really knows there? But they could also still assist it with some flashbacks that give you that empathy and compassion that we have as an audience, to at least see where that villain is coming from. As I always say as well, villains aren't born a villain. Like, they always also, some of the best villains feel like they, in their mind, are doing the right thing and view people like Dick Grayson and the Titans as the villains. Of course, you get like diabolical arseholes like frickin' Trigon, who are just like, yes, I'm an evil monster and I want to burn the earth and eat every world or whatever. But arguably, that's a bit simple. But those who believe in their own mission, if you will, are always the most compelling. And I'm telling you, Joseph Morgan, I have absolute no doubt in my mind that he will just take you back with his performance there. I'm not saying that he's not going to do some diabolical things. I think we're going to get some messy things. But again, it will be done in such a way that will make you kind of be like, damn, like, it's almost like a tragic character when sometimes villains end up that way. And speaking of some of that Brother Blood mess, you could say, we have a little bit of a Twitter grab here, thanks to Joanna Schneller, I hope I pronounced that right again, saying that at DC Titans is shooting in the house from across the street from mine. Blood Machine's going for a while now. Not looking good for whoever's inside. And I was just like, oh my, what is Joseph Morgan doing in that house? Now, I can't guarantee that. This could be a scene from Mother Mayhem. Who knows? But it also just made me think, God, Blood Machine, or like whatever's being spurted on the windows there and having to clean it off and maybe do another take or something. Those are the vibes I'm getting. And yeah, it's going to get, well, Church of Blood, bloody. But other than that, guys, that was more or less just the update. I wanted to get into how he was talking about what's most exciting him. You can tell when he's just, you know, trying to be coy with what he's saying, he's also really excited about it. Also in the most recent update, how he's more or less at this point got episode 1 and 2 in the can, like it's more or less done, or at least they'll be finishing episode 2 that week as of when he was posting that story, which was only like a few days ago or so. But you can tell he's quite pumped for this story, and like he's giving it his all. You know, as for how the writing is and things like that, we just have to judge it for ourselves, but I can tell you that the entertainment, I'm sure, will be very thoroughly entertaining. I can practically guarantee that. I know it sounds like I'm shilling for him, but I guess it just shows you how much confidence I have about this casting and for what we will at least get in terms of a villain. Like, I'm still firm to this day that, say what you will about Titan Season 2, with some of the ways the writing and the story kind of played out with Deathstroke towards the end, I will always be like dying on the hill of Deathstroke. S.I. Morales' Deathstroke was my favorite casting of Deathstroke and performance to date in live action. Like, I really do mean that. He was absolutely an incredible Deathstroke, so emulate that onto Joseph Morgan here. Obviously, I can't guarantee that yet, but I'm that confident that he'll be that kick-ass. when we see his brother Blood. And with what he said about getting from Sebastian to brother Blood, and how we're going to see that. Let me know if you agree with me and how that could be done. Not in a copy and paste way, I'm sure, with how we saw the flashbacks of Jericho, Deathstroke, how even we saw him like get his injections or whatever the, you know, the experimentations for all the way back then. Do you think we could see like a tragedy before Brother Blood and how he maybe gets into the Church of Blood, and maybe how it even gets up to the point of where we saw the billboard in Gotham when Tim Drake was riding his bike, and it seemed that there was somebody on that banner, like a figure of a man. I'm not saying that was Sebastian or Brother Blood himself, but sometimes he is, you know, the head of the Church of Blood. So maybe it is told through flashbacks. I really don't know, but I would love your theories about that down in those comments. Now, lastly, everyone, we have a casting. One of whom I'm pretty sure is in Titans Season 4 now. We just don't know who exactly he is. It could be one of two characters, at least for now, but then again, it could be somebody else completely different. So James Scully, you may know him from You Season 2. I believe he was 40. Was that his name? It was the girl's brother. Now, he definitely has a role since Anna, Tegan, Jay, they all follow him, as well as the DC Titans page. And now in return, he's also following Brenton, Jay, Anna, and, you know, DC Titans. So he's got a role. And given I think he's 28 years old, and he just does look like a good casting for Roy Harper. And the reason why I think it's only natural to go to that is because not only does he seem like he'd be a cool casting for Roy Harper, and considering how much the show, I would say by this point, collectively has teased Roy Harper quite a lot, especially as of the latter August parts of last season. I believe we even had Barbara's right-hand lady, who was really a secret kind of Argus agent. I don't think they ever made it explicitly clear about what was going on there, but she just shared that there was some affiliation with Roy Harper and Argus and whatnot. So it does feel as though, like, with all these teases of Roy, it's just like, surely at some point we're going to see him, and then, you know, the teasers in Season 2. But then again, despite that, this could be, from what other fans are saying as well, James Scully could also be casting for Bernard, which is a love interest for Tim Drake. Now, I believe that is coming from a rumor that is floating around there somewhere. James Scully's 28, Jay Lacogo is 24. That is obviously not outside the realms of possibility. And obviously with adaptations, they're never copy and paste, so I'm sure they're gonna do like an originally kind of take on it. I mean, just look at freaking Tim Drake. I'm sure that, I mean, with the way it's looking, it looks like Nightwing might be training him instead of Batman in this iteration. So you can liken that to maybe, I believe, I was talking to Grayson on Twitter, many of you may know him. He was saying that what if he's a character in the Church of Blood? And maybe through Tim Drake's interactions there, like, there's a little bit of a crushy kind of situation going on. But I have absolutely no idea. That is honestly something you guys in the comments can delve into a little bit deeper. Personally, I want to see Roy Harper. That's not to say if James Scully ends up being Bernard that it won't be a good story or anything like that. I'm just saying my preference is, hey, I kind of like to see Red Arrow or, you know, Speedy, or, you know, that'd be pretty damn cool. Some Green Arrow references. Ugh. I need more live-action Green Arrow. I really do. God, especially in the Titans kind of tone of universe. That'd be sick. But that is everything, I believe, for today's Titans update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. There's quite a little bit to chew on at the minute, and it's only going to keep increasing as we get closer and closer. It's always fun covering this each and every year as production goes on. Hopefully, along with the Beast Boy update, something I totally forgot to mention with Brother Blood as well. I think we'll be getting some reveals for him as well, because as production goes on, sometimes they do that because we might see him in his Brother Blood attire when they're filming, and they don't always want that spoiled through that. So sometimes an actual official reveal is what they do to avoid that, and you know we're going to be covering that on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed to never miss out on an update like that. So other than that, like this video, guys. I'd really appreciate a follow on Twitter, Instagram, maybe join my Discord server to talk about this with fellow Titans fans. We have a lot of members in there, and yeah, it's always great seeing new faces. But I'm going to love you and leave you now. So until that next update, or whatever next video I'm coming out with on this channel, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow DC Titans in the next video. Goodbye.